So UFC 327 happened last night, and I'm just going to fire through some stuff here, and today's video is going to focus mostly on the light heavyweights, and then I'll come back to the heavyweights in a video tomorrow. Here is the thumbnail for that, here somewhere in and around this part, because I need to talk about the Blades versus Hokit fight even more. So I'll do that tomorrow when I'm in a better mood. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notify bell to be notified when that video drops tomorrow. But today we need to deal with the absolute nightmare fuel that is the light heavyweight division. But we begin with Cub Swanson, his send-off, which was nice. He gets a round one knockout to end his career. The last WEC fighter closes a chapter of MMA history with a really good knockout over Nate Landwehr, who should probably find another line of work soon. And I mean, I hope he's saved his money or bought his crypto, because I don't know how much more damage he can take, but a nice win for Cub Swanson. Now, on to the light heavies, the subject of today's video. Walker versus Reyes was terrible. You know, both these guys are terrible. And I get the whole, double knockout meme that was going around before this fight happened. And I didn't expect this to be this bad in terms of boring. I expected it to be this bad in terms of, say, technique and skill. But both these guys just fucking suck, bro. They're so bad, and it actually just fucking mixed like oil and water. It was so boring. Round one, literally nothing happens. Give the round whatever way you want. This ended up being a split decision. Honestly, we have a fight later on where both guys deserve to win, and here neither man deserved to win. This was so fucking bad and made worse by what was to follow. But yeah, look, give round one to whoever you want. Does not matter. I'm not going to argue with you either way. We're debating over who done nothing better. But the crowd started booing, which I love. And I'll say this, I watch these fights after work because, believe it or not, I am actually gainfully employed. So I already heard about this fight, and as soon as I heard about the booing and just the overall reaction, I had to watch this fight with the sound on. Now, normally, you might have heard me say this before, I normally just watch UFC nowadays on mute because the commentary is so unbearable. And I thought that the booing would actually kill commentary, because normally they're the first ones to jump on. Well, I don't know why the fans are booing, and then they call them casuals. Particularly Joe Rogan attacks the fans when they negatively react to bullshit happening in the octagon. But commentary was about as bad as you could expect, but even they couldn't ignore the crowd reaction here, and they actually registered that and agreed with that, which, I mean, I'm hesitant to even give credit for, because this is what you should be doing all the time, but that was just shocking to me that they actually both acknowledged that the crowd were vehemently booing and disappointed with what they were seeing, to say the least, but the fact that they actually then agreed with them. So that was, I mean, I would say nice. None of this was nice. So the crowd then start chanting, "This is bullshit," as we head into round two. And by the way, round two was just equally as shit as round one. And I have a note here, right, that I took, because when I was watching this, I was like, where are these guys ranked? Okay, these guys are ranked number 10 and number 12. So that means that on planet Earth right now, these are two of the top 12 light heavyweights walking the face of the earth. I'm about to start my bulk to light heavyweight and become UFC champion. I weigh 170 right now. I'm about to start my bulk to light heavyweight. This is fucking ridiculous. You're supposed to be like top of the line in your chosen profession, right? Number 10 and 12 on the planet. This is fucking ridiculous. The crowd started booing round 3 before it even starts, right? The referee tells them, okay, let's fight. The crowd start booing. They don't even give it a chance. They have seen enough. They just booed off the fucking rip. And I love that. I find that hilarious. And I thought that it was only a matter of time before Joe Rogan burst out with it. I don't know why they're booing, but he actually called this boring and called it what it was, which again shouldn't be something to commend, shouldn't be something that's praiseworthy. It's literally your job to say what's happening, but you've been just beaten over the head with Rogan for years now, completely ignoring what he's seeing in front of him and attacking the fan base for negatively reacting to bullshit again, just like I said before. So the crowd starts chanting this is bullshit again into round 3, and they put their phone lights on and start waving, and again I laughed because this is just so bad, and I'm just thinking about how much they paid for tickets. I mean, just imagine you paid, right, because the Hokit and Blades fight hasn't happened yet. Okay, so you're sitting there in the main card watching this, and I can't stress enough how bad these guys are, man. This was terrible. I'm sorry that this isn't even a blow for blow breakdown, but nothing happened. It was so shit. And this isn't even like reactionary when I say both these guys are terrible. Like, this was the case before the fight and is still the case after this fight. Both these guys fucking suck. Cut them both. Who gives a shit? I don't have any more time for this. Dominic Reyes wins a split decision. Give the decision to whoever you want. It really doesn't matter. Both these guys should never be seen again. And let's just, in fact, go into this. Can we talk about the empty seats for a minute? Because I need some, I don't know, I need some opinions. That's what I need. What do you actually put these empty seats down to? Is it just the extortionate ticket prices? Is it the card itself? Is it a mix of both? Because on paper, looking at this card, I actually thought it was pretty decent, but that was before Van and Tera got cut, which honestly for me killed some of the hype. Just personally, I know other people were still looking forward to this card. You know, I don't really know why, but well, I say I don't know why. I think Van and Tera made this a much more well-rounded card, but when that got cut, some of the hype went for me, but people were still looking forward to this. I mean, I personally was looking forward to the flyweight title fight more than anything else, but that's a pretty good get for UFC 328. That's where that fight got moved to, because that card was kind of stinking. I mean, and people were excited about that card. And outside of the main event, how? Even with the main event, because you know how that's going to go, people are excited for 328, fucking Bobby Green and Jeremy Stevens in 2026, main card, pay-per-view, numbered card. Seriously? But I digress. Next up, Blades versus Hokit. And I want to start by saying, if you find Josh Hokit's interviews or his press conferences, his general interactions with humanity, annoying or cringe, whatever, just wait until he gets to make a speech at the UFC Hall of Fame in a few years. Because that's where this fight is going. This was incredible. And it starts with Hokit just charging at Blades, putting him under pressure, wobbles him early. Looks like there was potential for a finish here. Like, I thought that's where it was going to go. I thought Hokit had him in a round. And then in the same round, Blades just gets his shit together. He returns fire at Hokit. He almost then finishes Hokit in the same round. And look, this could have gone either way. I personally gave this one to Blades. But we head into round 2. And again, they don't stop. Just another round. Crazy pace. These two are obviously sucking wind at this point, right? Particularly Hokit. When I say both these guys are sucking wind, Blades is tired, obviously. But Hokit particularly is like stumbling around as though he's drunk. But I will say I do have no respect for these guys' cardio, because even though they are visibly gassed, they continue to keep swinging. They don't use that as an excuse to quit. They don't use that as an excuse to fucking stand there with their hands on their hips and knees, bent over like Taliesin Teixeira and Tai Tuivasa. But we'll get to heavyweight tomorrow. See, this is why we'll get to the rest of heavyweight tomorrow in the fucking Rapture video, where we decide who should survive the heavyweight Rapture, who should be cut, and who should be kept to create new civilization in the heavyweight division. And it's safe to say that with this performance, Hokit and Blades are more than safe. This fight is exactly what heavyweight should be. These guys should have got fucking double bonuses. I think Hokit got performance and probably fight of the night. Mate, give Blades some shit too, because both these guys brought it. This was a genuine all-timer. I could not take my eyes off the screen start to finish. There was absolutely no I didn't even pick up my phone once. And I should say this now, the entire fight, Hokit is channeling his inner Nate Diaz, just putting the middle finger in Blade's face whenever he can, while stumbling around because he's so gassed, but he keeps going. The mentality is insane. He is fucked, but he still keeps fighting. I think round one could have gone either way. I'd personally have given it to Blades. I'm not mad whatever way that goes. Both these guys here done so well, and it's sad that one of them has to lose, because you see so many other these bullshit fighters and these bullshit fights like we just seen with Reyes and Walker, where they do their absolute utmost to avoid any combat in this combat sport, avoid it at all costs and try and steal a win, and then you're reminded why you love the sport by these two. So round two, Hokit, I think, is the only clear round where Hokit wobbles Blades. It looked as though Blades was stumbling around. I don't even think he got knocked down though. It was just like he's off balance. And we head into round three. I think Hokit edged this round as well. The only clearest round I think was round two. Anything else I think could go either way, and I'm not that mad about it. And neither guy get knocked down here, I don't think. That is how tough these fucking guys are. And I swear to God, this round, they never stopped. 15 straight minutes, complete action, start to finish. Blades and Hokit, legendary fight. I think Hokit was unranked before this fight, and he beats rank 5 Blades. I'll say it now. He will probably get edged out of top 5, Blades that is. See if Cortez Acosta gets smoked by Volkov, keep Blades in top 5. Because his stock cannot fall after this fight. It was insane. Hokit is going to face Derek Lewis at the White House, and he's going to beat Derek Lewis at the White House. And, like, literally if that fight goes past one round, Derek Lewis won't even have the cardio to keep up. He'll just give up. So, I can't believe it. We need to get this in a rematch. Okay, I could watch this 10 times in a row and not get bored. This has to have a definitive end for me, and you're telling me there wouldn't be a knockout if we ran this back another 3 rounds? Run this back, put this in as a fucking 5-round fight. Fucking unlimited 5-minute rounds, double their bonuses, and shout out to Blades, because it's a shame someone has to lose a fight like that. And I hope he gets a favour down the line, and I hope he gets paid well for that fight, because he deserves it. Next up, we had Azamat Murzakanov versus Paulo Costa. Let's make up some time here. Paulo Costa just sort of breaks Azamat, rips the body with kicks, knocks out Azamat at the start of round 3, just after a minute into the round. He enters top 5 at light heavy now, coming up from middleweight. And, by the way, top 5 at light heavyweight, blown wide open. Because next, our main event, Jiri Prochazka hands the win to Carlos Ulberg. Ulberg has injured his knee, and according to Twitter, according to X, what have you, this is an ACL injury, which is a long-term injury, and if that is the case, our new champion is out injured. So that means that an interim title fight beckons, and it's probably going to be Ankalaev versus his next opponent, whoever that is. God help us. I'm calling time of death on the light heavyweight division just about now. This is, again, I've used this word so much in this video, but this is terrible. First of all, before we go anywhere, congrats to Carlos Ulberg. Hopefully he makes a full recovery. I don't know the extent to the injury. I'm hearing ACL from my sources close to the situation. But let's not pretend, okay, again, congrats to Ulberg, but let's not pretend that this is the outcome that anyone wanted. Let's not pretend this is the outcome that the division needed. Alex Pereira leaves light heavyweight, and you think that opens the door for Jiri Prochazka to have a run at the top of the division because he beats everyone. And the thing is, I would still pick Jiri Prochazka over anyone else in the division. Even Ulberg in a rematch. I would still pick Jiri. But it's like, look at that second Pereira fight. And look at this fight here. And you just have to think to yourself, like, beforehand I thought that Jiri Prochazka could never be counted out, right? As the fight goes on, all it does is motivate Jiri, and there comes a point where he just decides the fight is over, he turns it on, and then beats you. Now the narrative, at least in my mind, is kind of that Jiri Prochazka is going to hand you the win at some point, and then it's up to you whether you take it or not. Because going back over some of his old wins, we can go back to the Glover, we can go back to even fucking Khalil Roundtree, where he's up 2 rounds, all he has to do is just not fucking give in to the chaos. But you look back over some of Yuri's wins, and it's like, Jiri nearly just fucking silver plated this for you, and he still managed to win. And now it's like, look at the Pereira rematch, and now against Ulberg, where it's the biggest competition he has is his own self. It's the weirdest thing ever. But now we look at this, what happens? Because at the top of light heavyweight, we have an apparently injured champion. I don't know for certain, knowing the extent of the injury, if it's as bad as people are saying. We now have a champion with a torn ACL, right? If the rumours are true, if it's as bad as people are saying, we have a champion with a torn ACL. We have Jiri Prochazka, who's beaten everyone else not named Ankalaev, and the way things are shaping up, Ankalaev is going to be in line for an interim title fight. But the rumour is that he's facing Robert Whittaker. God help us. So that's not going to be for a belt. Jiri just lost. He's not getting another title fight. I thought we might have seen Blachowicz versus Ankalaev in a rematch from their draw all that time ago, but Jan is facing Bogdan Guskov in a rematch from their draw more recently. Khalil Roundtree got finished by Jiri. He can't get a title fight. Azamat just got finished by Paulo Costa. So we are really staring down the barrel right now. We had Alex Pereira as champion. We had the potential for Jiri Prochazka to be the champion. We are now staring down the barrel of Magomed Ankalaev versus Paulo Costa for the interim light heavyweight championship. Because our brand new champion, who nobody really cares about, is now going to be out injured if rumours are to be believed. And even if he isn't injured, his next contender is going to be Magomed Ankalaev. So our next title fight is Ulberg versus Ankalaev. Jesus Christ, this is what they show fucking torture victims. Holy fuck. The division is done. The division is dead, it's over, it's finished. But whilst one division dies, another one can be resurrected. Easter was just recent, so I have a video tomorrow discussing the future of the heavyweight division. I'm looking forward to this one. This is probably going to have some structure to it. We're going to rapture the heavyweight division and decide who goes, who stays, who creates new civilization on Earth. Gable Steveson has just signed to UFC. He's debuting at International Fight Week, which is great news. So he'll be featured in the video tomorrow alongside other ranked heavyweights. And now Josh Hokit. So Josh Hokit. So that will be a good one. Like this video, comment your own thoughts below, hit subscribe, hit the notify bell to keep up with the content as it drops, and I will see you all next time.